Hi, this is Leonard Smith from Sense Memory, and I hope you'll join me for a glass of champagne and a discussion about a fragrance that is just perfect for this time of year, the middle of summer. Cheers. This fragrance set is perfect for summer. I had the wonderful experience of trying out about the middle of last winter. I found out that Atelier Cologne was having a launch at our local Sephora here in San Francisco on Powell Street, and that the creator and founder of the company, Christophe Servicel, was going to be there. So I rushed right on down, and I joined in with the crowd and the throng of that holiday season, and got to meet him, and he was a wonderful, wonderful person, a really interesting man, very generous, and took me through the entire line and spent an hour with me talking about all of the fragrances and helped me pick out the fragrance I'm going to review tonight. And this fragrance also, he was so generous, he gave me, along with this, a small bottle of the jasmine, which I'll be doing a review of later on. Now, this fragrance is, of course, the gorgeous Mandarin Glaciale. It was created in 2015, and it is a citrus aromatic, and the nose behind it is Jerome Apinet, and he's also famous for Bal d'Afrique by Byredo. Now, Bal d'Afrique is very different from this beautiful Mandarin Glaciale. This fragrance, well, I'll tell you a little bit about the idea behind this fragrance. It is in the Azure collection, and that collection is inspired by lands around the Mediterranean that meet the sea. The sky, the sea, the citruses, and the herbs of these countries from North Africa to the south of France and Italy are all explored in the different fragrances in this line. The only one that isn't inspired by the Mediterranean is the Magnolia, and that one is inspired by the Gulf Coast of the United States, down around Mississippi and Louisiana, where the warm, beautiful, redolent magnolia scented heat of the South meets the beautiful, salty blue of the Gulf of Mexico. This particular one is mandarin and ginger are the major notes that stand out to me. But I will give you an idea of what the notes in this fragrance are. The top notes are mandarin, lemon, and bergamot. The mid notes are ginger, jasmine, and petitgrain. And the bottom notes are vetiver, oak moss, and white amber. The main accords are citruses, fresh, spicy, aromatic, woody, sweet, and green, and it definitely is sweet and green. So this fragrance opens, let's do a little spray. This fragrance opens, there we go, beautiful spray. It opens with that mandarin, and mandarin is usually sweet, but that ginger that comes up in this fragrance gives this, in the opening, a bittersweetness that is kind of like those wonderful little candies, those bittersweet little lozenges that come in orange and lemon, and they're like drops, lemon drop kind of thing, and they have a little like white coating of sugar around them. And you definitely get that sweet, candied opening. It's not, as a lot of you know, I'm not a big fan of super sweet things, but this is a bittersweetness that is made bitter with that ginger, and I think the vetiver. Yeah, the vetiver comes up there and adds bitterness to it. So this is a great fragrance in the summer. I wanted to mention that it's a Cologne Absolute, which means it's more of a parfum kind of fragrance. As I remember, it's been quite a while since I talked to him, but as I remember, this is a lot stronger than a typical cologne. Just because it says Atelier Cologne and cologne is mentioned in it. It's not a cologne. It's much stronger, much more concentrated, which gives it longevity. And the thing about Atelier Cologne is they are very interested in working around citrus fragrances and giving them longevity with adding of herbs and spices, and giving them to us in a much more dense and more oils, more essential oils than a regular cologne has. So this fragrance is perfect for this time of the year. Now the dry down gets much more green and has this the vetiver comes up, a little bitter kind of green vetiver comes up, and the oak moss is really beautiful. It rounds it out and gives it a certain gravitas. For a citrus, this has a certain sophistication. It's not sexy or flirty, but it does have a fun side to it, with that sweet, bittersweet candy kind of flavor. But it turns into a much more serious and sophisticated fragrance in the dry down. It's wonderful in the heat. When it's really hot outside, this creates a bubble of citrus and ginger niceness. That's the only way I can put it. A ginger and sweet and citrus and ginger niceness to it that I really, really do enjoy. It is a very long-lasting fragrance on my skin, about 10 hours, I would say, and it's just perfect for this time of the year. I would say better in the daytime, though actually if you were like going out to dinner by the sea in a little restaurant, open air restaurant in the sea, it would be just perfect right after the sun goes down, and just to get that wonderful kind of heat radiating off of, like in Positano, they have that rocky beach, and just the heat radiating up and the mixing with the salt air. It would just be perfect. So here we have this wonderful fragrance from Atelier Cologne, which is the Mandarin Glaciale, and there you see the bottle. A gorgeous blue. That blue is so reminiscent of the water in the south of France around Monaco and Nice and Cannes. It is just really just gorgeous. So there we have my impressions and my feelings about this wonderful fragrance. This is Lanier Smith from Sense Memory saying, remember, wear what you love and not what they say you should like.